Hello. Oof. Hello, hello. Hey, Johnny. All right. Yeah, so I decided to convert the project over to Unreal 5.4. And that's pretty much why I started streaming way later than usual today, because I had to fix a lot of problems in converting the project up from 5.3 to 5.4. And in case you're wondering, yes, I did make a copy. So this is just a copied project, and I wanted to see like what the changes would be. Looking snazzy, got a hot date. No, it's just a t-shirt, my friend. So far, performance-wise, everything feels a lot smoother. It's kind of weird to say, but maybe it's just like a placebo thing, but the editor feels like a lot smoother and less laggy when like moving around the level. I don't know, it's hard to describe, but even when I'm like streaming too, it doesn't feel slow at all. Couple things that I ran into that were problems. A lot of static meshes disappeared, so I had to get those back. What else? Oh, materials as well. I had to recompile a bunch of stuff. I mean, a lot of this shit is just like the first time you load up like a project, it just has to compile shaders and shit. It wasn't too bad. I think the worst thing was converting my code over to the newest version. I just got something in my... But it was to no fault of my own. I basically had a include up at the top here that was directly targeting a folder that was inside the 5.3 engine version, and it was causing like a really bad problem when building. And the thing is, it wasn't telling me directly what was causing the error when compiling. It actually was directing me to one of the plugins. So I kept going to that and I was like, what the fuck? And then I finally found that it was like looking in this folder within the 5.1 or 5.3 version, and I was like, why is it doing that? So I renamed that one, and then it directed me to the includes where I actually had it written. So that took a couple hours to get all that sorted. But yeah, so far so good. The static meshes, I had all of my lighting disappear, so that was pretty annoying rebuilding that. I had all of these rocks disappear. Some meshes stayed, some went. I'll probably notice more as we go through this. Some other things I noticed. I don't know if this was here before. I don't think it was, but for meta sounds, it looks like they're pumping a lot more into it, because now we get a lot more data or visual feedback on the side when actually using this shit. Is great. I really like that. That might have been there before, to be honest with you. I'm pretty sure it wasn't, but maybe. I did notice a handful of things that we got to go through and fix. One of them is the geometry components again. Dude, that eyelash is not coming out. I'll show you what I mean. Also, the volume settings on my Unreal Engine got reset too, so some shit is just like super loud. Yeah, if the engine is too loud, let me know. I didn't have time to go in and check that. Gameplay wise, feels so much fucking smoother. I don't know what it is. Maybe I just had like a lot of cache built up in my old editor for 5.3 and it just like over the months and months of just using it, it just slowed down. But right out of the rip, like loading up the game and everything, it just feels so much faster. But yeah, this event getting called multiple times is not a good thing. We kind of just went through this not too long ago. So what's happening is when this notify break actually gets called, it should turn it off entirely, right? But it's not. It's actually keeping the it's keeping the delegate going. That's pretty annoying. That's why this is getting called like a ton, I believe. I mean, if we break this one, it should do the same thing. Yeah, it got called like, what is that, 30 times or something? Now, luckily, I have something there that actually stops it from getting called from when I was using the old tactic. But in 5.3, I know for a fact it does not do that. Falling asleep to your stream. Your voice and the music is the perfect lullaby. You know, I take it how it is. So it looks like it's just happening in like a burst. I don't think it's over an extended period of time. Maybe it's just over the course of like a tick or something. Or maybe a couple of them. Did they change how this function works at all? No. Yeah, it's still going to the physics proxy. And it's calling a register for events and everything too. Love the stream. Johnny, aren't you streaming soon? Stream at 3 o'clock, don't you? Oh, here's something different. Hey, what's up, man? How you doing? Let's look at the differences, actually. I think this would be interesting. I'm going to pull up my 5.3 project, and I'm pretty sure this is different. Right off of the rip. Let's go into the other project, or the previous version. I want to compare the code. That sounds like a... Actually, I don't even know what that sounds like. Is that something that you want? Steam API, yeah. Okay. Where the hell is that collection component? Let's give it a second here. 5 minutes, 4 minutes. Are you doing a countdown for me? Yeah, so function before calls this update break event registration. Right? It's the same thing. Okay. So that's different. And that actually just broke how my thing works. So this is virtual because I'm just gonna put it back to a working version. It is not. Is this callable? Because I'd really love to call this. I'm assuming it's protected. Okay. We might be in the clear. Does this still exist in 5.4? Oh shit. Well, it looks like they took it out. What the... And I'm pretty sure event dispatcher, unless they made this protected or public, we just don't have access to it. Still private. Is there a getter? Oh, god damn it. Okay. Man, they just love going in and breaking shit, eh? So we really just need this, but we gotta find a way to get to the event dispatcher so we can do that. I really need it so nobody claims it before me so I could start the terraforming when I'm 18. Will you visit if it's successful? Yeah, if I'm not dead. Sure. Okay, so they got rid of these functions. That's cool. Alright, well. We really don't want that notify to continuously update like that. Maybe they replaced it because technically it was broken before and I had to go like out of my way to fix it myself. And maybe, you know what, I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. Let's try it out. Let me give it a shot. So this reset geometry component should just work by calling like set rest collection. Set rest collection is literally just this. This little breakable piece of geometry right here, this guy. You should be able to just reset this and everything would be fine. That's not the case. In 5.3, you try to reset this bitch, it crashes your fucking engine. So I had to go in and figure out why that happened. Long story short, found out that it was something called a physics proxy that wasn't getting removed, so I manually removed it myself, reset it, reset all the physics and everything. So maybe they fixed set rest collection. It doesn't look like they changed jack shit. Let's look though. Man, you won't be dead until it'll be like 40 or 35 when it happens. So it'll be livable by 2039. Hey, if you make it happen, yeah, why not? Oh, wait, hold on. Look at that. They realized it's an issue and they fixed it, I think. They made new functions. What the fuck is this? Should create root proxy components. Would you look at that? All I needed to do, instead of wasting my time doing or fixing this myself, I just needed to wait for them to do it, it looks like. Thanks, Epic. Yeah, I wish I had a screenshot of the error that I was getting before so I could actually show it for context, but it was pretty annoying. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to see if their fix works for my current situation. So what we're going to do is get rid of my fix. Probably keep the collision part of it right here still working. But I'm going to comment out the stuff that actually makes it work. I think that's everything. Yeah, that should be everything. And we are going to live code it in and see if it fixes it. Let's see if we get a crash. Yeah, I mean, what I found out in testing was the particle, or not particles, the actual like fractured pieces were still being processed through chaos. Even after the component was removed, it was actually looking into essentially like a null pointer or like where they were like located on the map. And it would just crash the engine every single time. You had to go in and basically tell it like, hey, this thing is deleted. Don't try to look for it. Okay. We're gonna see if it works. If it does, that's awesome. And then the only thing we're really going to need to look at is making sure that the notify doesn't proc like 30 times when when it actually like breaks. Yes, I mean, rocking like 30 times. So we'll find a workaround for that. There's definitely a backdoor into that shit. Nice. Look at that. Hold on, maybe it was live coding. Maybe it was live coding. Benefit of the doubt. Benefit of the doubt. We're gonna compile again. Try that one more time. Epic would never break their game even further than they did. They wouldn't do it. So we're gonna try this one more time. Alright. Give me my content drawer. Where'd you go? Sometimes they like giving you like little challenges to do, you know? It's like, hey, we saw that you fixed something that was broken on our end. We tried to fix it ourselves, but we actually broke it further. So now you gotta fix the thing that we broke even more. Or what they did was they just added in a new way to do it. Maybe I didn't read about it. I did read the notes. I didn't really see much in there about it. But it's totally possible I just breezed over it. Okay, yep, that procs like 30 times. Okay, that broke. Got it. We fall to our death and crash. Yes, sir. That was like a 15-second summary of why it's usually a bad idea to update your project out of a stable version that you've been working with for the duration of the project itself. Okay, so we realized that they broke it further. That's cool. How do we unbreak what they broke again? Right. This is 5.3 here. We have 5.4 there. We need to get back to what it was doing before. So this update break event registration. There's got to be a way to get to event dispatcher. This is what we really need to get to. Notify breaks, removals. Wait, hold on a second. The new interested proxy system relies on us having a proxy registered with the scene at the time we register chaos events. Real quick, is that a new comment they made there? No, it's not. This also got changed. I mean, to be honest with you, this actually this doesn't matter at all, because I believe I'm calling this manually anyways. What is this? Update RB collision event registration. This was in here before. Does this tell us? Nothing. Okay. How do we unbreak what they broke? I need to get to event dispatcher. They don't let me have access to it. Someday I will be president and someday I will build society. It's good to be ambitious, my friend. There's no way to do that, is there? So what does unregister for collision events do? Oh. Where are you being called? All we care about is getting out of break events as fast as humanly possible. Now that I think about it, I wonder if it's like a layered thing where they have like, you're now able to access like different layers of the actual chaos destruction and trigger events off of that. I highly doubt that though. I don't know. I gotta start the engine up again and take a look real quick. Maybe there's some weird setting they made for it. This is the fun part of converting. So the reason I did it in the first place is because, well, A, the animation stuff is like a massive time saver, and B, the performance improvements looked really good from what I saw in benchmarking. So, I mean, at the end of the day, it's like a no-brainer, and eventually it's going to have to happen, so might as well just like suck it up and go ahead and do it. I might, to be honest with you, I might actually... Oh, is this my... project settings? Why the hell are you open? There's my content browser. Oh, the worst part is I have to go in and redo all my settings and stuff too, because I don't think they came over. But what I was saying before was I'm probably going to go to Git and download the actual engine itself so I can make changes to it, and just undo what they did in this specific part of the code. Or at least give me a way into Event Dispatcher so I can change that myself. Right, but let's see if they made any changes to this. Yep, default physics, that's cool. Clustering. Break. Where the hell am I? Yeah, I don't care about that. Definitely do not want to enable nanite on this. It is right here. Hello, how are you doing? I will let you visit by 2032. I have a friend who will be a pilot by 2049. Holy shit, that is so long from now. Jesus. I wonder if I can force it to update this notify. How is it doing the... I mean, it's calling register for events like immediately afterwards. So this is theoretically just updating it, right? So this is calling unregistered chaos events here. Which is calling unregistered handler here. Let me go a layer deeper. So if that's happening, why is that delegate proccing 30 times? Maybe I am just missing something. Yeah. I was just saying that 2049 is a very long time from the current date here. Alright, so I'm pretty sure I uncommented the code. We should be able... Yeah, look at that. Technically, it's not really breaking anything. Since I have like a stopper for it. Still kind of annoying. And I mean, it's able to reset just fine without crashing. So like my fix still works, but yeah, the delegate just happening over and over and over again on break is kind of weird. You know what? I actually want to test something else out. What if we just never turn this off? Does it have the same effect? Let's take it a step further. Let's put a counter here too. Not UNA. Go. I'm gonna do a break counter. We're gonna print out how many times this thing breaks. Actually, this thing should probably start at 1 because technically, like, it's not counted the first time since this goes off. Then we just need to reset it back to 1 when we change this to false. Like that. So what we'll do is we'll get the initial amount that's procced. And then we'll turn it off and see how many times it happens after that and see if set notify breaks is even doing anything. It'll take 5 years of terraforming until we can begin construction because of the heat and stuff. I'll graduate school at 2030, so it'll take... Oh yeah. Long time. Again, this isn't like a huge problem. And I don't know how long I'm actually going to stay on like debugging this part of it, or just like moving on. But just thought it was neat to take a look at it. How old will I be in the year 2040? Good question. If I was better at math, I probably could tell you. What's my current age? Like 57 or something. Just add 16 to it. So 57 plus that fucking delegate proc 37 times. Holy shit. Alright, so we know the reset works. 37, that's the number. Let's not mess with the notify, right? And we'll see how many times it procs off of this. And then we'll find out they break the set notify for geometry components. 57 plus 16. Is it like 82 or something? I'm not 57. How old do you think I am? I know you're like 20 or 30. Might be. How old do you think I am? What's your guess? How many times we procking? 70, still going. Yeah, so what's happening is it's going through a whole tick. 20 or 30, that's a big range. Yeah. Like 27? That's crazy. That's pretty close. I also don't... So, this message as well, you can't see it actually. Oh fuck, it disappeared. There's a message, like a tooltip that keeps popping up in the bottom right where my fat head is covering it, saying like, go into project settings and reset the virtual texture size or something from transient pool to fixed. And I did that. Also, like, project settings just became like super tiny. If we go and type in pool, I copied all my stuff from transient to fixed, and it's still telling me to do it. I don't know what it wants from me. Oh, wait. No, this is for nav mesh. Yeah, I don't know. Man, can you tell me for the sake of a Mars base? I almost read that as Mars bar. I was like, you're way too young to know what that is. Alright, well, we know it works sort of. It's ticking a lot more than it did in the previous version. But it is what it is. I will dig deeper off stream to see if I can find a better fix. Or better fix, I guess like a faster way to take this off of the delegate so you don't have that thing called like 30 times. There's also another thing that broke, and it has to do with the gameplay ability system. because I think they destroyed my tags. Man, can you tell me, for the sake of a Mars base, tell me before I go. I really gotta go. Speed up. 27. You're 1 year off of 27. I'm not gonna give you the direction though. How long you been using Unreal? Probably since right before version 5.1 came out. So 2 years, 2.5, something like that. What the hell? Oh, this is also a neat thing that they started doing too. They're letting you know if you're what the fuck is it called? If your logs actually have like an incorrect type compared to the thing that you're trying to print out. Pretty sure they did not have that before, but they do now. See you tomorrow. I'll chat tomorrow. See you. Hey, have a good night, man. I'll see you tomorrow. Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. I decided to do this conversion process because eventually I'll need to anyways, and so far the performance gains have been pretty good, so I can't complain. One thing that's weird though is at the end of a round it should be applying a penalty, not a penalty, like a ticking dot onto the player via a gameplay effect, and it is not doing that. So something got changed in gas, or my tags are just not actually applying. Show debug. 3, 2, 1. No tags. I guess technically it could be something else too. Round end actually didn't even get called, I don't think. The start round, did end round even happen? It's been a while, but I know how much of a pain in the ass engine upgrades can be. Dude, it's just the fact that there's so much stuff in like the release notes, and the way they organize it can be a little bit confusing at times. So it is, yeah, it's a pain in the ass. Round end, game modes, that's what I'm looking for. Do I have something printing out when the round is over? I do. So that means end round is not getting called. So if end round is not getting called, there's only a couple things that could be preventing that. Do I have the timer set for 20 seconds? Which is what it should be. All that looks okay. Round time expired. Wait a minute, this is it here actually. This is what I'm looking for. Where are you? Broadcast. Yep. Into a multicast. So which then sends out this delegate here to my game state. Okay, so yeah, player controller is just for UI. Player state should be for handling of the gameplay tags. So I want to see if this is actually getting called at all. Usually I do set up logs for the steps like this, but it doesn't look like I did it for this particular function. Tracking down bugs is fun. All right, we're gonna see if it's even called. So I know for a fact that the delegates are linked up because round start actually happens. Some audio needs to be redone just a little bit. Okay, timer start. It's called. Got called on the player controller. Oh, you're shitting me. Hold on a second. Is this marked as standalone? Fuck me. Okay. I don't think they broke the game. I think I just didn't account for that. Oh, yeah, okay, well, that would do it. It's not meant to be single player. As soon as I saw that log, I was like, oh shit. It's been so long since I had to check for that though, so you can't blame me. Okay, so yeah, it's put on. Character dies. Round resets. I mean, so far it's not really like anything crazy that's like broken. That resizing thing is kind of annoying, but besides that, nothing bad. Let's go to the other map and see if all that's working. I think the most annoying part is setting up the like editor preferences again for like certain keybinds and shit that weren't brought over, and like opening up like a new window, not having it be like on the main window. It just like pops off as like a tab somewhere. That was like the first thing I changed. So this should, I mean, works pretty well. That was kind of weird. Oh yeah, so now it's compiling all the shaders for all the Niagara systems that I haven't touched so far. I mean, maps work, rounds work, all that stuff. Let's go to our lobby now. I'm actually like really excited to try and implement that motion matching shit. I watched a couple videos on that last night, which is kind of what gave me the idea to look into upgrading. So I'm gonna see if I can get that system added in. They also fixed like a bunch of bugs with the gameplay ability system. Yep. This map definitely needs, not like an overhaul, but the landscape itself definitely has to be redone. A few years out of the loop. Take some time for me to see all the new stuff. Yeah, it's overwhelming, to be honest with you. It is super overwhelming. But with that being said, it's really cool when you find all the new shit they added. Let's see if my map still works. Okay. Oh, my texture streaming's over budget. Whoa. What the fuck? Oh, hold on, preparing shaders. We're good. Okay, we're good. I was like, oh no, my material isn't working for my little like pawn pieces that I have for team selection. Hey, what's up? How you doing? It looks like everything's working for the most part. Let's pull up the table. If the passive system's still going. Actually, now that I think about it, I could have definitely just did that with pausing the game. Uh-oh. Well, that's one thing that broke. Not bad, though. What am I making? It is a MOBA, technically. It's going to be like in a an arena game. You pick 3 classes and you assign the classes to your Q, E, and R keys. And when you press Q, E, or R, it brings up like a radial menu that has like a bunch of abilities for you to select. I'll go to the demo map real quick and show you. But like your character has access to 30 different abilities. And you're able to mix and match different classes together to build like a certain kind of playstyle. Yeah, it's still loading in some of the Niagara components. Holy shit, that was fucking loud. Oh my god. I wasn't expecting it to be that loud, but okay. Oh, that's from the notify break event thing. So that notify break event's happening like 30 times in a second, so as soon as this thing broke, that shit just went bam. That's crazy. Yeah, so a lot of these particles still have to get loaded in. Yeah, so it's at, it actually relates to the bug that I showed earlier with this GeometryCollection component. I believe I have a folder for it. Where is my destructible? Yeah, so when like this thing was breaking on that like ice canyon map, it was triggering a delegate that's like broadcasted saying like, hey, I just broke, like, you know, do whatever you need to do following the delegate. Well, that's only supposed to like trigger once, and then I have like a kill switch that like stops it from triggering again. But I only installed that kill switch onto this specific one. The other one didn't really need it. It would only trigger once, but since they broke it, I'm gonna have to install that kill switch onto the rock wall ability that was right there. Which, I mean, it's not too bad to do that. Yeah. This one, I think I have it triggering off of the old system. Yeah, I have it directly grabbing onto the chaos break event right here. So actually, I can change this. GeometryCollection sets notify break events. Change that to false. But we also want to do this. Change this one to true. Temporary band-aid till I can go in and figure this out. Oh, I already have it set there. The fuck? Okay, well. I already did it. I just didn't have anything actually looking to see if it happened. Yeah, it should be good. Ooh, hold on. Do I have the blueprint open? One way you can absolutely destroy your game is by live coding with blueprints open. Yeah, I mean, so far so good. Just one major problem, sort of. But everything else is pretty smooth. Which actually is really good for me. I think the only other thing that we really have to change is like animations and stuff, because we're going to be making some new ones with the tools that just came with 5.4. But that part I'll probably do off stream. There is something on my to-do list that I wanted to actually get done today that wasn't in the priorities, but I thought honestly debugging was going to take a lot longer. Oh yeah. It actually had to do with some pretty minor like UI changes with our class trees and shit. Where is the lobby? Yeah, so currently I don't have any like text or anything showing when you walk up to like one of these things. It doesn't like tell you like what button to press or anything like that, so it's like really bad visual cues. The only thing that like it shows is when you like hover over it with your like center of view, it'll light up. So I have to add something into my interface for interaction that will display a prompt for the player. Now that prompt, like kind of future pacing it, I might want to have like some type of text or something get returned for the player to use in the UI. So we're going to be testing that out and seeing what we can do with it. The one problem is our UI for our UI for the lobby isn't really being created because we have like our in-game UI, which has like levels and all that detail, like health and everything. I was contemplating, do I just move all that stuff over to the lobby and then just gray it out? Or do I make like a completely separate like HUD for just the lobby? Which, I mean, I'm probably just going to make a completely separate one. This is also using lobby player controller. Okay, so that's where we're going to start with this then. Wait, am I also using the actor HUD here? No, I'm using the ability system debug. Okay. Can you create a more basic one and make the other one that has more stuff extended? Yeah, I probably could make like a modular AI, or a modular UI. That might be something that I could do. I think what I'll do is I'll make like a... Honestly, it's just going to be like a tiny like notification thing that pops up towards like the center, like bottom-ish part of the screen. And I just got to make sure it doesn't overlap with like health bars or anything, because one of the mechanics in the game later is going to be looting. So I'm going to need that text to pop up and not be covered by anything. So I'll make something that's universal. This. All right, let's make a class. I've made so many goddamn widgets. I'm gonna put this in its own folder more than likely. We'll call this one base interaction widget. Actually, I want to be interactions. So what are we going to need for this? I think it's just like text, and we're going to need like pretty basic functionality with it. We'll probably add in like an animation or two as well. So we'll have like a interpolated like gradient for it, so it'll go in and out of view by just kind of like fading. So we'll create some animation stuff. Okay. Yep, that's fine. Uh-oh. Visual Studio stopped responding. Alright, we're good. So, public, and then honestly, I'm just gonna make these protected because possibly in the future I'll change this. One guess. Yeah. Oh man, I've had some close calls. Sometimes it just randomly shits itself. Right now it's like pretty slow. I can feel a delay in typing with it. Let's see, set interaction text. And we need to make a U property here. It's going to be transient and meta equal find widget. The object pointer, U text block, interaction text. or declare this bad boy up here. And then we need some animations. So transient anim bind widgets, bind anim. I think it's bind anim is the macro. Be a T object pointer of U widget anim. Widget animation. Let's see here. Interaction fade in animation. Now there's a way I was trying to do this before, and it was actually just taking the same animation and calling reverse on it. So I want to give that a try again. I feel like there was something bad about that, and I can't remember why I stopped using it. Who knows? Or include real quick. And here we need to convert this from f string to f text. Just call it text. That's simple. Interaction text. That text. Like that. Play fade in animation. Play fade out. Grab this real quick. Oh, no. It's play animation. Leave. Like that. And for this, same thing. Now there's one thing you gotta account for when doing this, and basically is you gotta check if the animation is currently playing when you're doing this, because what you can just do is call reverse instead. If you don't, what's going to happen is you're going to have like really bad jumping effects where it will jump from like partially transparent to like fully, or from like fully to like none when you're like basically moving your mouse like over it. Because when you call play animation, it literally like it starts from the beginning. It doesn't just like slow down or anything, or reverse itself. Yeah, so it's like the little things that you kind of like just learn over time doing this shit. That's one of them. That's actually the first thing I noticed, because I've like, the fuck is it called? Like OCD or some shit. So if we are calling fade in animation, but we're actually playing fade out, what we can do, oh, is playing animation. Hold on. There's one for a specific one. I'll put end here. What is it called? Is animation playing? Yeah, here it is. This is the one where you can specify what animation's playing. So if this is playing, then we can call reverse animation and plug that guy in. Now if nothing is playing, We can call this. Now that I think about it though, is there going to be a case where the player can just like move their mouse on and off this fast enough to where it could be possibly reversing this animation? And if that's the case, we don't want this to start over again. We would just want it to play forward. I don't know, I think I'm thinking way too far into that right now. Let's just get something working, and then we'll change it if it's a problem. Okay, so this is going to be pretty much like the reverse effect here. All right, so we have a pretty basic animation widget. What do we do with this? Well, we're going to take this over to our player controller where most UI features should be created. And we're going to get this set up so it's usable. Not our game mode. Where is controller? So we don't have... It took 5 hours for you to download 5.4. Oh man. Yeah, it took a while for me too. I think the verification process was the thing that took the longest time, if I'm being honest. I think I downloaded the preview like a couple weeks back, and all it did was just update it for me. So luckily I didn't have to reinstall the whole thing. One thing I'm thinking about is, if this feature is going to be used in multiple player controllers, we should make a base player controller class that will inherit this functionality or inherit this widget. The one problem with that is we're using a HUD actor to handle widgets. So I might want to just use... Yeah, I think I'll just make a HUD. This is kind of like an old school method of doing this, but we're just gonna roll with the punches. Make a HUD. So the plan here is to make a base HUD class, and then we're going to reparent this HUD to this class. This class will have the function for this interaction widget. So this will be able to create it for us. And that way we can actually have this HUD work on our lobby, and it'll be a super basic version of the UI, but then it also can work with the child class in-game, which is what we want as well. All right, reload all, please don't crash. Okay, you opened up what now? Sure. What? We're not going to do that again, so let me scope to this. Thank you. Okay. And here, we just need to make a public function for setting the text and everything from our lobby player controller. So this is pretty much going to be the same like name and everything. And we're basically just going to be transferring this down into where it's needed. And protected, we are going to create a function that will actually build this UI that we need. So create interactions. It's what we called it, yeah. A base interaction. Now we need a reference or a pointer to this class. So this is where we want to grab a T subclass of. So we can grab a pointer to the widget that we want to create. Category is just going to be UI. The subclass of, and this will be U base interactions. Put widget on the end of that, yeah. Okay. We'll forward declare this as well. So, as like a standard naming convention, typically what I like to do is when I'm using T subclass of, I always put class at the end of it. And then for my instance, like the actual UI itself, which will be a T object pointer like this. I'll put the word instance at the end of it so I can easily identify between the two. All right. Now, grab this, bring this over. We're going to call create widget. We actually need to do our include here for the interactions, for the interaction widget itself. There we go. Create widgets. And it's going to be of type this. The owning object will be this. The class will be that. And name we don't really care about. So we can just end it there. Now for the instance of this, the first thing we're going to do is attach this to our viewport. We call it add the viewport right here. Default, it's 0, it's totally fine. We don't care about Z ordering at the moment. Is there any variables that we need to pass into this? Not in our create function, very important. Make sure your functions do one thing only, unless you're me. And I make them do everything. It's a bad habit. So, this has not been made. We'll do that. If for whatever reason it cannot be made, we do not want it to call any functions like this. But all we're going to be doing here is calling our set interaction text, and we're going to pass in this in text here. Once once we do that, we can also call in our fade. I did not mean to press Control B. All play. Fade in animation. Actually, do I want to keep that separate? No, probably not. Oh, how long are you using Unreal Engine 5? 2.5 years roughly, I believe. But like, I pretty much have been doing it like full time since then. In the very beginning, I was like probably studying and taking notes 10 to 12 hours a day almost. But I still do it for I still do it for a decent amount of time each day, but 12-hour days were becoming a little bit too fucking crazy. I do answer questions, so if you are running into any problems in your own projects, definitely reach out or comment, whatever you whatever form of communication you need to reach me. Unlike Unity, Unreal Engine is pretty difficult to find resources for the C++ side of things. A lot of this shit you actually have to like learn on your own by reading the engine code to problem solve. All right, so we got our base HUD set up here. Now, I think I do want to create separate functions for the animations, so I want full control on when they're played. So, what we're actually going to do here is again, create a function with pretty much the same name. It's the one below. Like that. We're just going to take this and move it here. Keep it all organized. You just started to learn? Hey, getting started is the fun part, because having like breakthroughs, that's what I call them at least, in like code or like understanding like a concept about the engine is like really rewarding in my opinion. Like when I first learned how collision worked, like actually learned how it worked, I was like, oh shit, that's actually like not as hard as it first seemed to be. Networking wasn't too bad, but collision, for whatever reason, my brain just couldn't process like the comparison of object types and shit. And I used to get so frustrated and so angry that I could never figure out why like overlap events weren't like triggering. But you know, that was only last week, so we're good. So our lobby player controller will create a HUD. Actually, no. The HUD will be spawned in automatically, but we just need to get access to the HUD. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. We'll do that. We'll go down to private here. And we will create a T-object pointer to U, or no, A, because it's technically an actor, base HUD. And we'll just call this base HUD instance. It's actually going to bother me a bit because the other HUD I did not call instance. Yeah, so we're actually just going to call this base HUD then. Which one do you think is better, C++ or Blueprints? They're both great at what they do. That is such a horrible answer to give, but it's true. Blueprints, in my opinion, make development a lot faster because you're able to quickly change variables on the fly without having to go back in and recompile every single time you do it. So like when I'm just trying to, like, for instance, this camera right here, if I had to go in and manually set the location of this every single time I wanted to like move it, that process would probably take me like 40 minutes to get it perfect. But with Blueprints, it just makes it so easy that it took a 40-minute process and just turned it into like less than 5 minutes, because I'm able to just quickly compile it every single time that I want to change it inside the editor, not inside the actual Visual Studio. Yeah. So on begin play, this is where we actually want to grab this. And I did not put begin play. Oh no, it is at the top. Okay, good. Yikes, there's a lot of code in here. Is local player controller? Yes. So we'll put it in here actually. Oh, yeah, because I also have this Steam stuff in here as well. Let's turn this into an if statement. I believe there's a function just called getHUD. Yeah. That. Now that's going to return that, but what we want is the class that we just created. So this is where casting comes into play. I'm going to make an if else here, and I just wanted to figure out if our base HUD successfully was casted. And if it wasn't, I want to know that it's null. A lot of this is old code from the previous iterations of the UI I had. So I'm going to press Control MO, close all that stuff down, and we probably want to add in some functions here. Now I'm just thinking, no, it definitely has to go on the character. I can't do the detection from here. I'm just thinking about when the character's actually like line tracing and calling hover, how it's going to work out. I think the easiest way to do this is by creating a delegate. And what I mean by that is, if we create a delegate on the player character itself, and we just have both of our player controllers link up to that, we don't have to worry about like casting, or we really don't have to worry about like what player controller we currently have when we're trying to set that text. Because the main goal of this is we really need our new widget to work with the lobby game mode and then our actual game mode, which both have different player controllers attached to them, but they have the same character. So I'm going to create a delegate on our character to let us know when we are currently looking at an object or not. Where is my character? Yeah. Does this need to be a multicast? No, it does not, because it's only going one place. It also does not need to be dynamic. So we're going to declare delegate here. By the way, delegate for anybody that uses blueprints is the same thing as events and blueprints. This is just how you do it in C++. What should we name this delegate? We'll call it F interaction hover text delegate. What are we going to send? We are going to send a const f string reference. So you can see here in this first delegate, I'm actually providing the parameter, or like the name of the parameter that we're going to put in here. That's because it's a dynamic delegate. You don't have to worry about like the abstraction or anything there, but when you use dynamic, you have to actually put this here, like the actual parameter name. When you're not, you don't. But what I like to do is keep it organized, so I typically just like comment one in to help myself out. So this will be in interaction text. This delegate needs to be publicly available. Holy shit, my character class is so unorganized, but that's okay. So we're going to go to the bottom and put this bad boy down there. Did I pass the public section? No. Okay, here it is. Okay, you know what? We're actually going to put this at the top. I lied. Naming convention for delegates. Usually what I like to do is I add the word handle onto the end of it. Just makes it easier, again, to recognize the purpose of it. I'm going to make a comment here for future me to remember why I did this. This is to update our interaction widget without having to worry about which character print. So casting when cool. All right. Now what we're going to do is go back to our hobby player controller. Actually, thinking about this, right? We might be able to just go into our HUD and grab the character from here. One thing you really have to think about though is begin play happens differently for actors, right? Like, for instance, your player controller will possess your character, and the ordering of that can actually be a bit weird, where this HUD might get created before your character's in the game. So if we call begin play and we're looking for a character, there's actually a chance that it will not find the character, and this delegate would just never get set up. A more reliable way to do this is to use like on possess, but I don't know if HUD has that. What functionality does HUD come with? Just debug text, raw text, texturing. Yeah, I mean, it's a really outdated class, so I don't expect it to have too much. We do have something to get the owning pawn though. Now, me from like years ago would be like, oh shit, I'll just add like a 5-second delay or like a 5-second timer to this and let's call it there, because there's definitely no chance it's not possessing a player within 5 seconds of begin play, right? Well, that is totally wrong. There are cases where that will not happen, and the player that is using your game will have a very bad experience. Especially in multiplayer, there's something called latency. And latency and timers do not mix well. So I think a better and more controlled way of doing this is doing possession. I don't think I have on possess in my lobby controller, do I? Yeah, so what we're going to do here, we're going to grab on possess, right? We're going to go back to our controller. Get rid of this engine API thing. We're going to override this. We're going to call super first and plug in a pawn. Here we're going to check to see that we have base HUD actually set, and if we do, we can call a function on base HUD that will link the delegate directly to the HUD. This will make it so it skips the actual player controller part. I'm thinking of if this is the best way to do this. Right now, yeah, I think so. Let's go to our HUD and create a function here. Thank you, I appreciate it. Good luck on your journey too, man. It's a lot of fun. Get rid of begin play here. We'll do setup interaction. Actually, setup character interaction delegate. Little guy 5, what's up? Get owning pawn here. We're going to cast this down to our character that we have. How's your back going? I was about to say, no back problems yet, but going pretty well. Upgraded to 5.4 today, just as kind of future pacing, I guess, because the animation tools that it provided honestly just looked way too good to pass up. So I was like, fuck it, I'll debug everything and fix all the problems that come with it. But so far, there's only been one like issue that I found. Everything else has been really smooth. So, lucky me. So we want to find a U object. It will be this, and we need a function for it. The function probably should be its own kind of like handler. What I mean by that is we need something kind of like this, but it needs to be a bit smarter. From the other video. Oh yeah, I had that problem too. I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah, I was watching some YouTube video before and I scrolled down to the comments. I was like, oh my god, these comments are like really hateful for some reason. But no, it was just like the comments from like some other YouTubers, like apology video or some shit, when I was watching like another gaming channel. I had no idea. Alright, so we have this delegate set up. Does not like the function we gave it. It is a const f string reference, which should be fine. We also don't need u function on it either. Huh. Very weird. Let's go back to our character and see, did I type something in wrong? Yes, I did. I forgot to put 1 param. That would make sense. Was Mustard's video on the XB70? Yeah, I don't know if those comments would go with what I was making. It's definitely something different. So the main purpose of this handler is to take in text and then decipher if we are looking at something new, if we stopped looking at something, or if we are looking at the same thing. Hard to explain, but in a second it will make a lot of sense. Because what we're going to do is this will receive like text, and one of the messages I'm actually going to put in here is something like none, and if it receives none, then it's going to play like a fade out animation and everything, and pretty much work that way. So the handler pretty much has a job of like doing everything from animation to text setting and everything. So we actually could just keep an f string in here for reference called current text. Game called, what did you say, hat is tooth? Oh, my game. Oh, hat is tooth is what your game is called? Is that what you're saying? We only care about if the current text doesn't equal this. But we actually also want to know if the text equals this is how I want to handle this. Might change it. Keyboard's being funky right now. Yeah, no problem. Don't worry about it. When I type, it changes all my words to letters. Yeah, that's a pretty messed up keyboard then. We only care about this here. We do want to play a fade in animation. Like that. Also want to know if this is getting set or not. Honestly, just for now, see if it's even getting called. I'm just looking for like the edge cases where like this does get called, it just fails the cast. I would just want to know if it did or not. Actually, probably a better way to handle it is to just do this. That. I have to go over to the search bar, type in what I want, then bring it here. Oh, you might want to refresh the page then. If it's probably that glitch with the comment section. Alright, so this looks all good. We're making pretty big changes, so closing the editor down real fast and opening it back up. It's the best way to do this to avoid any problems. This YouTube chat box that's messing up my words. Yeah. So YouTube chat box is like pretty bad. Mainly because like if you type a sentence that's over like 10 words, it actually gets covered up by the little like emoji icon for some reason. Okay. Oh, the given own. Okay, yeah, it's that problem. But this, didn't I, when creating this? We also need to set up that function for base HUD here. Oh, Steam API. Are you having a problem? The hell did I name that function? It's working now. We'll have to go. Wish you luck on your game. Hey, appreciate you stopping by. Thank you. Alright, so we'll call that there. Don't know why Steam API is flagged, but it is what it is. And then we need to look where we're creating this widget. I could say get owning pawn. But the thing is, I don't know. Hold on. This might work. Alright, let's compile and get this created. What the fuck? So this compiled before, but it doesn't want to compile now. Oh, you bastard. Oh, it's gonna make me go all the way to like third-party library and set this up, isn't it? Am I currently at? Real projects. Ugh. That is fucking weird. Where is my... Gotta go to my directories and add this include path in. Which I thought I did before. Did I not? It removed it. Thanks, Visual Studio. I appreciate it. 1 second. Open this up. Or okay, and apply. You good now? There you are. Thank you. Alright, so we're just going to get this built, make a pretty simple animation for it, and test it out. My content browser could just like stay down here, that'd be cool. I don't know why it opened up to that, but fine. Alright, widgets. New folder. Keep everything pretty much as organized as possible. Excuse me. It's interaction widgets. Create this guy. So we are going to use a, oh, actually, do I want to, I'm trying to think of, I even want to use a canvas panel for this. These canvas panels are pretty expensive in terms of performance. We might be able to get away with using a overlay instead. Size box. We want a min and desired width here. 1920 by 1080. Overlay. Put here. And we need a text along with image as well. I think I have a background for this actually. There was one that I used for the like alert menus and stuff. Yeah, there we go. Hello, JSK. Hello, hello. What are you up to? Right now, I'm making some interaction text. So when a player hovers one of the like items that are interactable, I just need text to pop up, say like press F to open clash trees, or press F to loot body, all that kind of stuff. So we're using an interface for the interactions, and then we're using a widget for the text display. Center this guy as well. Change up the font to our regular stuff. Yeah, so we need to mark this as a variable and change the name to match the exact binding in our C++ class. Yeah, it should look pretty good. We added in the like really basic animations for hovering yesterday, but that is definitely not enough. Yeah, so it's interaction text, and then we have these right here. So Control Shift and space opens up our animation. Name already in use. Is it though? Wait, is it not bind anim? Hold on a second. Where did I use this before? Bind widget anim. I was close enough. All right. Save that real quick. Definitely got to close down and reopen it though. If you just try to like live code when making like U property changes, you're actually just trying to shoot yourself in the foot. I've had too many instances of that shit just breaking. I don't know if 5.4 fixed any of that, but it is super, super annoying to deal with. Live coding is great for making very subtle variable changes, but if you touch U property, close your editor down and start it back up. All right, now we should be able to add in our animations here. Control Shift space, here we go, do that. F2. There we go. All right, so what do we want our animations to do? Well, we're going to take this overlay, turn it into a variable, and we'll call this one interaction overlay. And with that selected, I'm going to do this. Oh, they changed the buttons. It's actually kind of weird. You can barely see like the plus sign now. It's going to be a really simple thing. We're just going to get visibility. Not visibility. You're going to get opacity. Where'd you put my opacity? There it is. And for fade in, we want this 120 frames. We want to create a key when we do this stuff. Start at 0. We could probably go to like 0.4. Set that to 1. Ooh, why are you not creating a key? Ooh, that is actually horribly annoying. Look at that shit. They added like... they added like a... basically just like a seal onto the goddamn key so you can't click on it directly. Why the fuck would they do that? Okay, and my keys got turned off. Wow, so you can't click on the little pin and change it directly. That was weird. Maybe that's just a glitch. Yeah, it's probably too fast. Move this guy up. Probably about a second. That looks fine. So what I'm going to do is just copy this, go over to this one, paste it in. Okay, now I'm able to do it though. There we go. Simple animation. We have to go in and create our HUD here. And here we have to set our new blueprint class that we just made. Just like that. Let's go to our lobby, and we're going to go into the game mode there and change a couple settings. Settings, lobby game mode, open this up, and HUD will be the BP base HUD. Like that. So for testing purposes, we should be able to start this up, and I believe it should show up right now. Wait a minute, main menu controller. What? Oh. It was the old name of the controller that we used. Okay. So in base HUD, we actually need to call the create function. We're only going to do this temporarily because we're not going to need to worry about this when it's hooked up to the delegate. I just want to see if it's actually getting made and where the placement of the text is going to be on our screen. scale box should be able to handle stretching it out and putting it in the correct spot. Dude, what? No fucking shot. Visual Studio, you delete my include directory one more time. I'm going to become a gun owner, I swear. Bro, if I open this up and this shit's fucking gone. Please stop deleting my fucking directory. I hit apply. Like, I was patient. I hit apply. I didn't just hit OK. And it's fucking gone again. Not even deleting, like, the shit from the project. Oh my god. Okay, go here. Engine, source, third parties. Beamworks. DK. I do not know why it's having such a goddamn meltdown about it. And the thing is, I can't get rid of this. Let's try recompile. Maybe it was a sign that live coding wasn't the move. Yeah, look at that. Get it. I feel like you could drive yourself crazy trying to investigate problems like that. I had a very similar one with some random conversion type from a header file that I haven't touched in like 2 months. Made no sense at all why it was coming up. Alright, go to that map and try this out. No, do not want to touch that. Play. There we go. It's dead center of the screen. That's pretty bad. Gotta move that guy down just a little bit. The goal is to get it just below the center of the screen. So, grab this guy. Negative padding. Probably more than that, actually. Probably the lowest I'll go with it. See how that looks. Yeah, it's probably about right. We definitely need like some type of like background though. Yeah, because like the white text and everything, it just doesn't stick out that great. Oh shit, they changed like the bar up here too. Like the actual solutions bar. Oh, okay. That's cool. I didn't notice that till now. Oh man, my sea of widgets down here. There's one that I'm looking for though. Alerts? Here it is. What did I use here? Radiant alert background. Yeah, so I'm going to copy that, and we're going to go over here. Image will be centered. That is huge. Oh, 500 by 60. That probably play. Let me like cut that down. Also like a white. The good thing about white though, and why you should like export a lot of like textures and shit like this if you're using it for UI, is white can be manipulated to any color. So it's super diverse. I could change this to like an off blue. Shit. All of my colors that I had in the old engine aren't here. Oh man. So I had like a very specific like themed colors and everything that are all just gone. This is way too big, so I'm gonna reduce this. I'm gonna times it by 0.8. Times that by 0.8. No, even further. Okay. Times by 0.8 again. I just did times by 8, didn't I? Yeah, okay. Times 0.8. Oh, I can't tell if I like that or not. Maybe it's the blue. Oh yeah, that looks disgusting. Wonder. Almost did it again. Wonder if we can get away with kind of doing like a fade on this. If I change this to... No, I don't think that's going to do it. Oh shit. It's gonna... I'll worry about the aesthetic shit later. It works. Now we just need to get it working with hover. So for that, we're going to need to go to our controller. Or character, I mean. Correction line trace. Okay, here we go. So this is what I was talking about earlier, where we have this interface right here. We could have interact hover return a string that we use. And the reason we would do that is because we're going to have like 3 different systems that are using interaction. We have like the class trees and like UI table stuff. We're going to have equipment. We're going to have like players, you know, dead bodies and shit. So that's like 3 variations of like text, and we don't want to save all those. But what we could do is just have like that type of actor store that text, and when interact is called on them, they'll just return the text according to what they are. So for like a player, it would be like press F to, you know, view inventory or something like that. So that's one way we can do it. So I would just need to modify this to do a return. So let's go to our interface and change it from a void to returnable. And this would return a const f string, like so. Now we are going to have to go to each one of the points where we are doing an override for this and change it. That. And we're going to have to return an f string that we're going to make. Actually, I think interfaces allow you to create a global variable that everybody can actually inherit from. Correct me if I'm wrong there. I think that's how that works. It's been a while since I used it like that. I'll look into that later, but for now, I'm just going to do it this way. I'm going to call it interaction string. This is something that we actually will need to edit, so I'm going to set a U property on here with edit defaults only. Category is going to be interactions. And we're going to take this and we're going to go around to each actor and put this in. I'm going to put this here. So it's with the delegate. I'm going to move all this around later, but for testing, it's going to be there. Interact hover. This is a const f string. And what was the last one? Oh yeah, our UI. Where is our interactables or interactions? Yeah, right here. And we'll put this guy there. Here, I'm gonna return this. Oh man. But this is actually going to be kind of weird. Maybe I have to do a different approach. No, I don't think it's going to matter. Okay. I think that is the baseline for our interaction setup. Go back to our interaction line trace. And right here is where we're going to do a broadcast. We'll grab our delegate here, press Control hyphen to go back to our previous spot. Oh, it's actually execute. Execute if bound, just in case. So this is going to change the text on our UI that we just made. So if stop interact hover, it's called, what we want to do is call execute if bound, if we're going to pass in an f string called none. It's a const reference, isn't it? I don't know if that's actually going to pass. I mean, worst case scenario, I just make the interaction text. Oh no, I actually don't want to touch that. I'll probably just make a different f string and pass it through. Oh my god, what the fuck is it doing? Rebuilding all this? I guess technically it's all intertwined. Crazy. Motherfucker. This goddamn Steam API. Leave it alone. Yeah, so what this is telling me is I just got to recompile again. I'm going to have to manually put in the include directory here. So I have to like put the whole fucking chain link of text for this because it's just not satisfied with adding in the include directory to the project properties. All right, close out of this, compile. While that's doing that, I'm gonna fill my water up real quick. Be right back in like 2 minutes. All right. See what we got. Off stream, I'm definitely gonna get my properties and everything from the older engine version and bring them over. Okay. See what happens. So the text is going to pop up. And that's fine. What we want to have happen is I actually need to set the text on these too. What we want to have happen is the text that we put into these blueprints should relay back to the widget we just made. Sorry, I'm just like thinking and looking at the same time. It sounded really fucking weird. You know what I mean? I swear I called it interaction. Oh, edit defaults only, didn't I? Interaction. Yeah. So if I try to look it up here, it's not going to show up because let's change that. We only need to really do this for the UI tables because these are very picky with placement and everything, so I don't want to have to replace these. And they also all have differing variables. So here, you little shit, get in your fucking corner. You can tell it's like late in the day because my patience is just running thin with the little stuff. Like the goddamn content browser just going out of place. Oh my god, I didn't set the goddamn string. Hold on. Okay, here we go. Press F. Jeez, this is like a baseline. You can't see what I'm typing, but all I'm typing in is press F to interact inside these little box over here. I'm just going down here and adding these in. Okay. Interactions getting triggered. The delegate getting bound. There may be one step that we missed here. So where it says execute if bound, we can actually check to see if this thing is bound or not. Help us determine where the problem is stemming from. So make a couple logs here, letting us know. We'll call this hover stop, and this one hover start. It's only actually going to be temporary, so I know it's going to be checking if it's bound twice, but that should be okay. Alright, time to do live coding just for it to tell me that the Steam API not working. Oh my god. Huh. Not bound. Okay. So now we know where to look. This is getting called. You can always go down the rabbit hole just by pressing Shift F12. Okay, on possess. Not working with it. That means base HUD is null when we do this. It's actually kind of weird though. Right here it's actually working. We might have to create a quick statement to handle this for us, actually. Basically saying like, okay, if we created this interaction widget before, like the player spawned in, just let them know to do so, or set up like the delegate when they actually do spawn in, or like vice versa, like, okay, we tried to create the delegate, base HUD, excuse me, was null. So we'll just set that up later. Comment this out for now. I mean, it's totally okay to do this portion of it down here. Ugh. I'll fix that part off stream. We're almost done here. Usually what I say when I spend the next like 2 hours trying to figure out why the fuck it's not working. I haven't built up like the physical reflex to just like grab the browser and drag it back on. But that'll come with the settings. Okay. Yeah, we don't care about the theme subsystem. I think the opposite is actually happening. Yeah, it's like not fading in. So it's working. It's just the animations just are kind of bad. The fade in animation's just not working. I mean, here. Base HUD. Oh, it's because current text is never getting reset. Okay. While we're here, let's actually change the other class now, because we're going to need this functionality to happen in game as well. So might as well just get this set up to do so. Also want to reduce the visibility of this too. That's visibility to E-Slate. Hidden. Okay, yeah, that looks good. Alright, so we have this HUD here. It's not going to come from a HUD anymore. We're going to reparent this to base HUD. So we don't have to worry about building the functionality for the interactions. We'll just inherit them. Class there, instead of doing game framework HUD, we put base HUD. There we go. The only other part of this that we would have to set up is on the player controller. We just need to make sure that on possess is linking the delegate for the player. Since we did that reparent, I'm going to compile one more time here. And we'll test out the lines and everything. All in all, pretty good stream though. The conversion wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be, which is really good to know. I had a couple people ask me if I've tried it out or I've like converted any projects to it. When I did that like 6-hour game challenge thing last month, the editor was not on my side, just put it that way. But it feels a lot faster, especially like going around and changing meshes and shit. Everything loads a lot more swiftly. Oh, gotta change the animation. Blueprints. We're setting it to hidden when it first loads in, so it's not on the player's screen. So all we have to do is just set the animation for fade in to mess with the visibility. But we want this to happen slightly after it starts. We also don't want it to be hit testable. Must be going crazy. On the base HUD. Actually want to put these afterwards. Is there anything like super noticeable happening here? Current text is unequal text. We set the interaction text. Play the fade in animation. Oh. Yeah, there is. See it. Live coding done. Okay. So the fade in animation is called. What is calling it? At that point, it's pretty much just something with our animation itself then, eh? I'm gonna redo this real quick. Oh, wait a minute. Setting the whole instance to be not visible. So what I have to do here actually grab the whole like instance with this and change it here. I think that's it. Yeah, that was it. Also reversing, we like move on and off like really quick. We could probably speed up the animations a bit. And we could probably move it down a little bit more as well. But these are things that you just kind of like mess with over time. Too crazy. This down just a little bit. And for the speed, down to like 0.55, I guess. The fade out time can probably stay the same. Oh, let's see how that looks. Oh no, it can't because of the way we actually have it set up initially. Sometimes it actually reverses. To add on to this HUD, I think the next thing that I would do would be add like a dot or like crosshair in the middle of it, like a very like gray and slightly transparent one that will either grow in size or light up when you're hovering over something. That's another way to put an indicator down. I'd probably move the interact just a little bit lower, and I would probably put some shadow behind it as well, which I can add. I'm not too worried about the design of it right now. Probably change that off stream, but yeah. With that being said, probably cut out for now. And I'll probably be back tomorrow around 11:30. I'll schedule the stream and everything too. Today I started late because, you know, converted the project and everything, so it took a bit long. But yeah. Excuse me. Wherever you are, have a great morning, evening, afternoon, and night, and till tomorrow. Peace.